Hello and welcome to KLM Institute.
Today, we're diving into a fascinating yet concerning global development. After recently surpassing China to become the world's most populous country, India has now claimed another spot, though perhaps not one to celebrate, as the world's second largest arms importer. Yes, you heard that right. According to the latest report by the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, or SIPRI, India has emerged as the second biggest arms importer globally, accounting for a staggering 8.3% of total arms imports between 2020 and 2024. The only nation importing more weapons than India is Ukraine, which, as we know, is engaged in an ongoing war with Russia. Now, here's the twist. While India's arms imports have indeed decreased by about 9.3% compared to the previous 5 years, China's imports have plummeted by an unbelievable 64%. That's right. China has successfully ramped up its domestic arms manufacturing to such an extent that it's no longer in the world's top 10 arms importers for the first time since the early 90s. China's approach to becoming self-reliant is nothing short of impressive. From helicopters to engines for combat aircraft, transport aircraft, and ships, China has broken the dependency cycle. Even the helicopter imports that used to come from Russia and European designs are now being replaced by fully indigenous Chinese models. They're clearly on a mission to make their military manufacturing sector entirely self-sufficient. Meanwhile, India's primary arms supplier is still Russia, but here's the kicker. Russia's share of India's imports has significantly declined from 72% a decade ago to 36% now. India is gradually diversifying its defense sources, increasingly turning to the USA, France, and Israel. But while India is trying to boost domestic production of weaponry, it's still far from reaching China's level of self-reliance. And here's why that matters. Not only is China cutting down its reliance on foreign weaponry, but it's also becoming a major exporter. Around 44 countries, mostly in Asia and Africa, received Chinese weapons between 2020 and 2024. The biggest recipient, Pakistan. An eye-watering 81% of Pakistan's weaponry came from China during this period. But why are so many countries buying Chinese arms? According to experts, it's not just about the weapons themselves but also about the relationships. Many nations prefer China's arms because they come with fewer end-use restrictions and less stringent monitoring compared to Western arms. And of course, political and economic factors play a huge role too. So, what does this mean for India? Well, while India is working on expanding indigenous production and even exporting to countries like Armenia and Morocco, it's still struggling with delays in critical projects like the Tejas fighter jet. And while China is supplying advanced jets like the J-10C to Pakistan, India's defense capabilities remain under pressure. As tensions between India and China remain unresolved despite some thawing of relations, this race to strengthen military capabilities is far from over. India's efforts to indigenize its weaponry are commendable, but the pace needs to be faster if it wants to catch up with China's massive strides in self-reliance. What are your thoughts on India's position as the world's second largest arms importer? Should India accelerate its self-reliance efforts in arms manufacturing? Let us know in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe to KLM Institute for more such engaging content. Stay tuned and stay informed.